Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. So, only 3 characters remaining, and next up we've got the Dwarf. We're just doing the last 3 in order, so you don't have to watch me reroll over and over. Dwarf, I'm pretty happy with any of these 4 weapons. Dwarf is a fairly difficult character, but random weapons I don't think make it that much harder. Brick, of course, has a lot of challenges just in general, but I think we can make any of these work. Let's roll and see what we get. Alright, we've got the Mace, so obviously our damage is going to be really high, because Mace scales with negative attack speed, but our attacks are going to be very slow, so we're going to see what we can do. We're also going to be stuck with only 1 weapon for a while. Oh, I should not have walked into those enemies. I don't really know what I was doing there. Obviously, with the Dwarf, we want to stack up these enemies so we can get triggers of our passive. Got 2 of them, which is perfect. We won't be able to get another one this wave, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit as many things as possible and at least make some money. 2 triggers of the Dwarf passive is basically a full level 1 item, so every time we can get that, it's awesome. Let's reroll here. I'm looking for harvesting, of course. And we won't be able to buy a Mace because it's only level 2 or higher, so it's not going to show up. So I'm just going to buy a Peaceful Bee here, and then roll, and we'll take a Weird Food. Dynamite isn't terrible for this character because we will build landmines if we see them, but I don't have any landmines right now, so I'm just going to roll one more time. For 2 materials, I think it's worth rolling in case we get something really nice, and I'll pick up a Cute Monkey as well. Cute Monkey just worth a lot of healing, which this character is definitely going to need. So we're again just going to try to stack up enemies and get triggers on our passive here. We want to only kill 6 enemies at a time if possible, because you don't get double triggers. If you kill 12 enemies with 1 swing, you still only get 1 trigger. Here I'm just going to kill as many as I can though, just to make sure we're actually making money this wave. Going fairly well so far. I will lose 1 max HP to get melee damage and 3 crit chance. I think that's fine. And then we're going to roll for harvesting again. I could also just take armor here, but I'll do 1 more reroll. Oh wow, 8 harvesting? That's very lucky. Again, we're very unlikely to find a Mace here. It's technically possible, but pretty unlikely. So I'm going to buy the Cute Monkey here and then just roll. Maybe I should have not bought Cute Monkey and just looked for a different economy item, but I'll take the Corrupted Shard as well. Getting early curse is pretty nice. I'm not going to lock head injury. I feel like we can do better than that. Alright, so our goal is basically to get as much engineering as we can and then find a couple constructs in order to benefit from our passive. Of course, our weapon attacks will be pretty strong. I managed to not get my passive to trigger a single time in any of those attacks. Pretty bad play there. I don't mind taking a couple hits to get the passive to work as well. That's totally fine. All right, nice. And so even though we're making a little less money per wave than most characters would, you can see here we've gotten 5 melee damage and 10 engineering for free. So we've gotten basically like 200-300 materials worth of stats just by triggering our Dwarf passive a few times. I'm going to take the harvesting here, and then I could take movement speed. Mace is actually not a blunt weapon. It's heavy and medieval. So we'll get % damage from it as well as soon as I find more of them. I think I'll take 6 movement speed, though, because then I just don't have to buy move speed for a while. Take the fertilizer, a roll here. Weird Ghost I definitely cannot take, because we just don't have the stats to support that. Rock we're not allowed to buy, though I probably would otherwise. The baby squid is going to be excellent. We need as much regeneration as we can get. And I'll take the gentle alien over the mushroom. This is a little bit greedy, because I do need some healing. Especially because we're going to be fighting the lamprey this wave. But I think that the mushroom, we won't need it for this next wave, and the gentle alien will, of course, just give us more chances to trigger our passive. I'm going to kill these slashers, even though I'm not getting passive triggers off of them, because I do want to make the wave just a little bit safer to play in, especially before the lamprey spawns. So I just want fewer things that I have to dodge. Here's the lamprey. I don't think we quite one-tap it. Yeah, no, I did not one-tap it, and I took a million hits there as well. Got that heal, so that's pretty good. Taking a lot of damage, so I'm not going to make a lot of money this wave because I'm stuck with only 1 weapon.
I didn't really think about that when I said there's not any bad rolls for the dwarf. The fact that we'd be only stuck with only one weapon for a long time with Mace. I could take luck here. I think I will grab that. And then I'll take the baby squid. I'm gonna roll, and we'll take a book because it is worth half a melee damage. I'll lock the lemonade and I'll roll. Okay, great. We got a second weapon. So if I make it out of this wave intact, then we will have another weapon. Oh, I thought I would get that passive trigger. There we go. We finally got one. I got one level, which means I am getting at least some regeneration. I'm not going to worry about killing the curse aliens this wave. I think I'm just going to focus on surviving and getting my passive triggers so that I can get another mace next wave. Ouch. Try to kill this tree here so we can heal back up. The early weird ghost is doing a lot of work for us. So I'm definitely not making much money, but that's okay because again, the way that this character works, you just get thousands of materials of free money as long as you're getting your passive triggers. Bandana, this will be very good if I start finding some turrets. So I could just take it. Minus 10% damage is a lot, though, and I really want to be one-shotting things. I think once I get turrets online, I'll be fine. So I'm actually just going to recycle the bandana. That might seem a little weird because it's so good with turrets, but we just have to get out of this early game intact, and after that, we should be okay. Obviously not going to build dodge because we've got negative dodge here. I'm going to roll, and I think I'm actually just going to take 2 regen. 5 harvesting is pretty tempting as well, but regeneration will just let me make more money because I can actually play a lot more aggressively when I have that. I'll take the regen here also, but I'll grab Corrupted Shard before Lemonade to see if we can get something good cursed. A third mace is awesome, and then we're going to go to the next wave. Having 2 weapons definitely makes us a lot happier here. I think I got a passive trigger there. Once you have 2 weapons, of course, it becomes a lot harder to reliably trigger your passive, but you can still do it, especially with a very slow attacking weapon like this. As long as you offset your weapon attacks by moving in a way where only one weapon's in range at a time, you can get a lot of triggers of your dwarf passive. If I ever find... I'm actually not worried about killing the loot alien here. Obviously, it would be really good, but mostly I just want to make as many triggers as we can get. Again, just the amount of melee damage and engineering you get from that is so high. So I've given up a couple loot alien kills, but we're getting regen every time we level, so picking up more materials is good for us, and we're now up to 32 engineering, which is an unbelievable amount. Let me reroll here. I think we can do better. I definitely need some max HP, so we'll take that, and we'll grab 10 luck. All right, so next up, I need armor, but other than that, I think we're in amazing shape. Take another mace and a lemonade, and then roll. Little frog. I think we can afford the little frog here. Obviously, losing dodge doesn't do anything, and we're in pretty good shape. Pickup radius is also good because I have +3 consumable heal, which is a ton. So I'm going to pick up the little frog, lock the salt water. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to increase my attack speed even a little bit, right? So I probably don't take salt water. And yeah, but I will take propeller hat and book. So now I've got enough damage that if a loot alien spawns, we should be able to kill it, which means none will ever spawn again. Mace is probably Dwarf's best weapon, just because the damage you get is so high from it, and if you're not doing a challenge run, so you're allowed to buy other weapons, you can very quickly get a full weapon set online as soon as you need it, and then that's just very strong for this character. At this point, we have enough triggers of our passive that I'm just not worried about, like, trying to trigger it in particular. I just need to clear enemies, stay alive, and try to make as much money as we can. Of course, as I level up as well, we continue to get more regeneration, so it's very, very helpful to kill as many enemies as possible to maximize our levels. Here, take 3 regen. I want to get my regen to, like, 30 as soon as I can, because this character benefits so much from regeneration. We're taking a lot of hits, Definitely don't need the decomposing flesh. Campfire, I don't think I want to spend 75 on 2 regen, and the elemental damage isn't useful, so I'll pass on the campfire. Take a bag. I'm really hoping to find more maces. Nice, found one. Compass I will definitely take, and we'll take a penguin as well. And with 2 items locked... So the penguin, even if we end up picking up a consumable by accident, this is usually worth about 3 regen. I don't think that you should run after consumables with penguin to pick up. I get this question sometimes where people ask me, like, why I buy the penguin and then don't just pick up all the consumables on the map. Because you get way more healing from a consumable than you do from the penguin. But it gives you a safety net, so if you accidentally step on a consumable, then you still get value out of it. And the 1 regen by default, of course, is pretty nice. Also, if you pull in multiple consumables at once, then the penguin means that the second one, the first one will heal you, but you'll still pick up the second one, and that way the penguin will still give you value off the second one. So it's a lot better than it looks. We're starting to fall a little bit behind in income, but, you know, we're making so much in the way of free stats off being the dwarf. And my healing is excellent at this point. We also have 54 harvesting already. I'll take some percent damage. That's fine. So at this point, armor, I think, is the stat we need the most. So I'm going to pick that up. And then I will reroll. And I'll take 9 max HP. And now we're just in amazing shape. I'm going to take the mace, compass, and cake. And then roll. Hunting trophy. Mace has base 3% crit chance. But I could build critical hit for the hunting trophy. I think we're actually in a spot to be able to do that, so I'm going to speculate a bit on the hunting trophy. I'm feeling very strong right now, so even though this isn't very good right away, it will probably pay off, so I'm going to buy it. I'll take a beanie, but I don't need dynamite or terrified onion yet. Still haven't found a single construct. Haven't found a landmine, haven't found a turret. Definitely unfortunate there, because that is, you know, we have hundreds of engineering now, so... I guess not literally hundreds, but we've got tons and tons of engineering. So that's one advantage that the dwarf has, is that even without building any engineering, you can get super powerful constructs. So if we do find something like a pocket factory, or even an incendiary turret, or just any turret, we'll be very happy. The slow attack speed actually makes Mace really nice for trying to trigger your passive, because you can easily get it where your maces are attacking offset from one another, and then each of them kills 6 enemies this wave, because there's so many enemies on this wave. So basically every swing I'm getting an engineering and half a melee damage. So we actually made almost normal character's amount of money that wave too. Peaceful Bee, I'm still going to take... We do have the medieval weapon tag and a couple Peaceful Bees, so technically I could end up building dodge. I'm not going to buy harvesting, I think, anymore. I just want to find more stats. I'm still not going to take the 9% dodge, but if we get a lot of dodge for free, then I might consider it. I'll take the hunting trophy. I'll take Sad Tomato. Still passing on Campfire. I think it's fairly inefficient. Duct Tape, Lure, and Beanie we'll take, though. And then Cyberball. This is a way to deal a little bit of damage around the map randomly as we kill enemies. That will synergize very well if I find any constructs, if we find Pocket Factory or anything like that. But it will potentially cost me triggers of our passive. That being said, I've already got 75 engineering. I've got 35 melee damage. By the way, I've been passing on buying melee damage, even though Mace scales well with it, because it's not like we need base damage on our maces. We've got 35 already, and it's just going to keep going up. So it's inefficient for us to be buying melee damage here. I'm going to do one more reroll to see if I can lock a mace. I missed, but I'll take a treasure map. Range is actually not a totally ridiculous thing to buy with the glasses, because Mace is a very short-ranged weapon, but range is mostly good for this character if we had an early elite. Since I've got 2 hordes, I'm not that worried about buying range. Range would be good for us because we're a slow attacking weapon, that is going to struggle to kill elites unless we get a lot of damage. So range could help us kill the elite a little bit safer and just stay further from it. Because it's a short-ranged weapon and everything. But, and also, of course, increases the AoE of our attacks, so could help us get more triggers of our passive with a single swing. But I still don't like spending stats on something that doesn't actually make us stronger. So while range is a little better for this character than for most characters, it's still just a bad stat. Or not a bad stat, because it doesn't make you weaker, but a irrelevant stat. Alright, so now we're strong enough that I can just charge straight into the middle of enemies here. And mostly just regenerate, especially because I have such ridiculous consumable healing that every time we drop a fruit from an enemy, we get a ton of value. Tractor, of course, is going to be amazing. Cauldron, I will definitely take. Pickup radius is really good for us, and coupon, of course, great as well. More armor is kind of all I need. Normally, we'd be super excited to take this attack speed bonus, but I'm gonna re-roll that, and yeah, we'll just take 12% damage. With our base damage being this high, any increase to our percentage damage is incredible. Treasure map, duct tape, and cyberball, we're gonna grab all of. This character could potentially use spyglass. So normally I think this is a fairly weak item that takes a really long time to pay off. But we're a fairly high economy build that also wants fewer items than most builds. Because we don't buy melee damage and we don't buy attack speed on this build, we're re-rolling a lot more frequently than other similar builds are. So I'm going to try the spyglass, and the range is also, as I mentioned, not totally irrelevant. It's still not good, but it's not totally useless for this character. So I'm going to try the spyglass, and we're going to see if we get value out of it. I'll keep building Peaceful Bee here, I think, because if I find something like a cape, then having a little bit of dodge could be helpful. That Peaceful Bee purchase is a little bit questionable, I'll be honest, but yeah, so like things like the leather vest give us a little bit more incentive to build dodge, so just having a little bit more dodge opens that as a possibility. Even though we start with minus 20 dodge, if we end up with positive dodge, then, you know, fair enough. And we're a medieval weapon, so we're getting a little bit of dodge for free. I'll take one more reroll here. Again, I'd like to lock another mace if I can. Which we can't. At this point, I'm really not worried about my Dwarf passive. I still can't believe we haven't found a single structure. We have like 100 engineering and nothing to use it on. On the other hand, if we find a nail, ooh boy, then it's on. See if we can copy my builder run from the other day, where we got nail and lighthouse and just ended up with our submachine guns doing a ridiculous amount of damage. Nail actually not that exciting for us for this character because our weapons attack so slowly, so adding a little bit of damage scaling to these already really high base damage weapons isn't that impressive, but it would still be fun. I'll take the medal here, even though we lose crit chance and we do have the hunting trophy. So the hunting trophy probably will not end up working out. I mean, I guess I'll take another one, because then if I find crit chance, then it'll be good. I'm going to roll for crit here, actually. Though I should probably still just take 3 armor. Armor's so good. Pumpkin, again, would be useful if I'd bought the bandana and found a ranged weapon, but I haven't bought the bandana and haven't found anything that works with structures, so we don't need the pumpkin. I'll keep taking the weird food. We actually were at positive dodge for a moment there. Spicy sauce. My HP is really low, so I am going to buy the spicy sauce. 90 for 3 HP is a pretty bad ratio, but it does... it's very important that I boost my max health before we fight the elite. I'm not that worried about max health before fighting a horde wave, because horde waves are more about just having damage and sustain to keep you alive, and we've got 20 armor, so we've definitely got the health to stay alive.
Sharp Bullet, a little more interesting at this point, but I still have nothing to use it on. So I think, again, I'm going to pass. Even though it's only 60 materials, I think that just spending that money on the Sharp Bullet just doesn't seem like a good idea at this point when we have nothing to do with it. And again, if I find a pocket factory or something like that, it'll be great anyways, even if we don't have piercing shots. So it's not like we need that to make those items valuable. I love Horde Waves for the Dwarf. Every time we swing our Mace, we get another engineering. Oh, I also should say, in the interest of full transparency and disclosure, this is the second time I've started this run. I had a power outage. I only made it 2 waves in, and the recording corrupted, so I decided to just start over. And last time we got Wrench. But obviously hadn't died yet. I'm going to take the Lost Duck here, and that increases our luck, which is amazing for healing for this character. And then we'll take 6 max HP. That plus the max HP I have locked should get me to a pretty high amount of health. Just 50 plus is all I really need. And so getting the 48 off of the max health we just picked and the spicy sauce should be good enough to let our levels get us up to the 50 or 60 that we need to be able to survive the run. I'll just take 4 more regen here. I think all of these other stats, or damage or melee damage, would both be fine, but regeneration's best. Laser turret, amazing, of course. 221 damage a shot on the laser turret, because I have 161 engineering. But, of course, laser turret also doesn't benefit from any of the piercing weapons that we passed. So, even though we finally found a structure, those still wouldn't have been good. Since I have the Spyglass, which has saved us 30 materials, so still hasn't come close to being worth buying yet, but maybe it'll get there eventually. Bone Dice is a little more exciting, but I think max HP is what I need more than... Wait, so I had 45 and I bought 3. How did I lose 2 max health? Do I have a padding? Actually not sure how I'm losing max HP. Oh, I bought the leather vest as well. That's why. I was like, how did I lose max health there? I'm gonna roll past these items. Bean Teacher, even this late, should be pretty good. And I'll roll again. I did just buy the Bean Teacher. Unfortunately, I have no elemental damage. If there was a reverse Strange Book... sorry, I did just buy the Bean Teacher, so Scar's a lot less valuable, but I think I'm still going to pick it up. Unfortunately, Strange Book gives you engineering for elemental damage rather than the reverse. If it was the reverse, that would be incredible, and we could end up with a ridiculous amount of elemental damage. Unfortunately, that item doesn't exist. The Sharp Bullet still doesn't do anything for the laser turret, so we're still going to pass on it. I will take a Cyber Ball here for extra wave clear, lock a helmet, and Cursed Mastery. Even though we don't really need to buy melee damage, cursed items are still just almost always good to buy, so we're going to buy the Cursed Mastery. I got a little sidetracked in the middle of what I was saying there, so had to go back and start over. Obviously, I'm not doing this run live, so I try to be transparent whenever I have to like restart a run for whatever reason. I think it's only happened once or twice in this series. In this case, because of a power outage. Having a lot of spring storms here. At this point, our damage per attack is just so high that we're just rolling through the waves, and we've got a million harvesting as well.
I could take the ice cube just in case we find some source of elemental damage. I'm going to. I think for 30 it's worth speculating on. And I think we can actually start building dodge now, so I'm going to buy that dodge. We'll take helmet, mastery, and I'll pick up another garden. I'm going to roll here. There's the nail. So how our weapons do 242 damage at the moment. Let's buy the nail, and we gained about 50 damage, a little more than 50 damage per attack just from having the nail. 20% of our engineering. I'll take the cake here, and that gets us up to 50 max HP, so we're in amazing shape. Let's go to wave 14. Going to be a little harder to get triggers off our passive because the laser turret's just going to kill all the enemies before they get to us. And our double cyber ball as well. There's one, though. Out of the corner of my eye, that buffed, like, little shrimp looked like a loot alien, so I got really excited, but it wasn't. The real trick with the dwarf is you just need to get your defensive stats high enough that your slow attack speed doesn't hurt you. Because typically having really low attack speed means you're going to take a lot of extra damage. As you can see here, we're just constantly taking hits. But because I have so much armor and so much healing, we can just tank this damage and not have to worry about it. And that's why Mace is such a strong weapon for this character, because it lets you have just really high base damage without investing in it at all, so that then you can focus on your defensive stats from levels. And of course, getting triggers of your passive, we have 230 engineering now. I guess I'm still recycling the bandana. I keep trying to get... The game keeps trying to give me Pierce, but we just can't afford to buy it. I don't really want to lose 3 speed for 3 engineering, so we're recycling that. I'm going to reroll here, and I'll reroll again, and one more time. Give me something good, game. Alright, I'll take 4 engineering, and then here, this is our level 20 upgrade. So we're going to take 9% dodge, because with 2 dodge level ups, we can actually end up with pretty high dodge at the end of the game. This fertilizer will not pay for itself, right? We will not get our materials back, but we have 70% XP gain, so it's sort of like buying a piece of a level if I buy the fertilizer. How worth it is that? I think still not on wave 15, but it's closer than you might think because you get levels from harvesting, and harvesting grows. Not that that matters that much at this point, but because you get levels from harvesting and we have a lot of XP gain, buying it even this late is a little more valuable than it otherwise looks like. I'm going to roll past it though, and I'll take a Schmoop. HP and regen, kind of the only stats we need. Insanity, that can help trigger our 2 hunting trophies, which have given me between them 10 materials. Unfortunate that that's how that worked out. I'll take the feather here, going up to 20 dodge, because like I said, I do want to build dodge. Tentacle, yeah, because we have the hunting trophies, I'll buy the tentacle, and I'm going to roll here. And I don't really need the black belt. So let's do one more reroll. Piggy bank this late, not so much, and scar this late. Might be worth a level. Going from 70 to 90 is not that big an increase in our XP gain, but if the scar is worth a level, then it's worth buying. I think I'm still just going to pass on it, though. I don't think that we're going to get more than... We would need to gain 10 levels, or 9 levels or so, in order for that scar to give us an extra full level's worth of XP. Now, you don't need to get a full level's worth of XP from it for it to be valuable. It just needs to be enough that it tips you over the threshold to 1 more level. But we would need to gain a lot of levels before the end of the run, before that's likely to happen, I think. So I'm going to pass on that scar. You can buy scar, just like harvesting, though, you can buy scar surprisingly late, especially after the buff in the last patch when the expansion came out, and still have it pay off. Knowing which economy items are worth buying and which ones aren't, and when, of course, is probably the single most important skill in Brotato. So learning that kind of breakpoint can be very helpful.
Cursed Tree, of course, excellent. Banner, we're going to recycle. I don't want to boost my attack speed. I'll take the book, though. I'll take the muscly dude just for 5 HP. Here, do I just want more armor? But percent damage is so valuable because our base damage is so high. I'm just going to grab that. Hey, nice. We finally got a leveled up mace. Let me check. So this is the wave where Spyglass needs to have roughly doubled what we spent on it for it to be worth buying. And it hasn't quite. So the Spyglass has still not been that impressive. It will end up making us money. So I think in this particular run, it was fine. But even in a run that's quite good for Spyglass, it still takes a really long time before you make money off of it. So this is why I generally avoid this item. But for this particular run, it was fine. I'm going to combine here with the mace. Spyglass, of course, just gives you materials back, not XP back. So you don't get hidden value the way you do with harvesting. Oh, a cursed mace. That's awesome. So we're definitely going to buy the cursed mace. That scales with almost 200% of our melee damage and negative 100% of our attack speed. 90%, but still is incredible. It also gives us more negative attack speed. That's really funny that the cursed mace reduces our attack speed more. And yeah, that damage scaling is insane. So it does 730 damage per attack. I'll take an injection. At this point, I don't need HP as badly, and the damage is very valuable. I'm going to level my Cursed Mace to the max level. So I'll just buy that, and then we have 1,000 damage a swing on the Cursed Mace. Little muscly dude we'll take, and the Lost Duck I'm still going to take because healing with consumables is still a major way we heal. We have +9 consumable healing, so even a slight increase to the number of those we drop is very helpful for keeping us alive. It's only wave 16. I thought we were going into the elite wave, but that's not till the next wave. Oh, another reason to more highly value XP gain items like Scar or like that fertilizer that I passed is that we have a baby squid. So we're getting regen as we level as well. So levels are worth an HP, a regen, and whatever stat we get from them. So leveling up is really, really good for this character. Killing a few of these curse aliens, but mostly focusing on clearing enemies. We'll definitely take the jerky. That's a tremendous amount of healing for this character. Her spicy sauce, great. We're very happy with that. I don't really need 5 engineering, so I think I'm going to reroll, and I'll take 2 armor here, and then 6 more max HP. Just building some defensive stats before the end of the run. I'll take a lure, a metal. I guess it does cost me crit chance, which is bad for the tentacle and our poor neglected hunting trophies. The speculation on the hunting trophy did not work out, but it was worth a shot, I think. Muscly dude and Lost Duck. Yeah, I'm still just going to buy both of those and then roll. No. Okay, we could have spent 250 engineering for 250% crit chance. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I would have done it. It would have been terrible. It would have made our character vastly worse, but I'd have done it just for the goof. Bag. How likely is this to pay off? I would need to find basically 3 crates a wave for the rest of the run with 40 luck. But we're guaranteed one next wave. I think the bag will probably pay off pretty fast. And then I'm just going to buy all of these items. I'm guaranteed 1 crate this wave from the elite, assuming that I can kill it, which it looks like we can. So the bag gets 15 back immediately from that. And then we've got decent luck, and I bought... Oh, right, and I bought lure. So yeah, the bag obviously is going to pay for itself. Completely forgot that I had a lure this wave as well. And I think it's a cursed lure, so we're going to get like 3 or 4 loot aliens this wave, and so the bag that I spent 50 on, we immediately got the 50 back, which we still need to get more than we spent about 60 on it. We immediately got 60 back. We got 75 back.
We need to get more than 75 out of the bag for it to be worth it, because this is money that we spent on an economy item that doesn't make us stronger at all. So you need to roughly double what you spent on it for it to be valuable. But the bag, I think, will definitely do that. I'll take the cute monkey here. It's similar to the spyglass in that you want to make back like roughly double what you made in a reasonable amount of time. But because we had that cursed lure and the guaranteed income, it's definitely going to do that. Greek fire. I'm going to take this. I have the ice cube, so if I find any way to do elemental damage, that's just even more damage. Probably we should recycle that, but the Greek fire is just fun, so I'm just going to pick it up anyways. Vigilante ring, we get just wave 18 and 19, so 60 for 6% damage. I would spend 60 on 6% damage, so we'll pick that up. Scar. This is actually, so will the Scar put me over the top to level 25 next wave? I think it might, so I'm going to spend 20 on that. And hey, we did get the Pocket Factory. Of course, now all the piercing that I passed we're regretting, but it was definitely right to do that. And the Pocket Factory is still not going to be a huge contributor to our damage or anything, but it is just fun to have gotten it. Here I'll just take 10 luck, because I just want to make sure that we are dropping consumables, and then we'll keep upgrading our weapons. Scarf I'm going to buy because speed and regen are both valuable on this character, and then I'll reroll. Octopus gives us a lot of value as well. We will keep upgrading our maces, buy a plant. Unfortunately, I can't critically hit with my Pocket Factory turrets because we don't have pile of books. Lock a mace. This treasure map will not pay for itself unless I get like 6+ crates next wave. On wave 19 alone, so that is unlikely to happen. But let's go to the next wave here. These hunting trophies have really been done dirty, I have to say. I've bought every item that reduces my crit chance, but that is just like the direction that the run could have gone, but didn't. Dwarf was not one of the characters I was most worried about, because Dwarf is a fairly tough character, but doesn't, in my opinion, get that much harder with random weapons. And what I'm mostly worried about for this run are the characters that get significantly harder with random weapons. Because Dwarf just has very few possible weapon starts, and they're all fine. All you have to do to win a random weapon Dwarf run is just win a Dwarf run. So, which I felt, not 100% confident in doing, but most vanilla runs with relatively optimal weapons, I'm usually going to win, I think. I'm going to recycle the Torture here. Of course, we have way more healing than that. And for 27, I actually am going to take the treasure map. I don't know if we buy the treasure map and does it have a chance to trigger in these next two boxes. I actually don't know. Are they rolled immediately or after we buy the map? We already had one, so the fact that we got this bonus treasure map from a treasure map doesn't tell us anything, but it is kind of cool. I'll take that, and then I'm recycling the wheelbarrow because it would only work next wave. Wisdom. This is close, because we do want to burst the elites down, but I don't think we have the damage to kill them before the bosses down, rather. I don't think we're going to kill them faster than 30 seconds anyways, so I'll take the wisdom. It'll make it a little faster to kill the bosses. Because we have really high base damage, it might look like we're just going to annihilate the bosses, but killing elites and bosses is in part a function of your damage, but mostly a function of your attack speed, which obviously this character can't have. I'm going to reroll here, and I'll just take 4 armor, and we've got 30 armor now. Can't use improved tools on a mace build. We'll take this mace and an octopus. And missile I should pick up, of course, because it lowers my attack speed and increases my damage. Gonna roll here. Small fish, that will help us kill enemies faster and reduces our attack speed. And I'll take a gambling token. I didn't end up with a ton of dodge, but 20 dodge is still pretty nice. I'll definitely take an incendiary turret. And the campfire probably can do better than that. We're just trying to find things that will help us kill the bosses faster. I think the incendiary turret will, just because we have so much engineering. Even 1 or 2 hits from it. Oh, and we also have the Greek fire. The burning from the incendiary turret does count for that, so it's going to do hundreds and hundreds of damage a second. So, actually a really good find for us. Not that we need that much help, but every little bit counts. Picking up all of this bonus engineering because there's a lot of enemies on wave 19. We didn't get that many enemy spawn increases. Actually, I'm not sure we got any. Gentle aliens or mice, which of course are amazing for the dwarf because it just means more spawns. Obviously, we don't want community support. We'll recycle that. I'm gonna buy the cake, I guess. Just a little more max HP. Minus 5% damage for 2 engineering is not worth it here. But I'll take 6 dodge, and I'm gonna reroll, and just take 5 engineering, I guess. Then we'll buy the incendiary turret. 100 damage per tick on the incendiary turret. Amazing. I'll take the gambling token. The -1 armor for +8 dodge is gonna make us more survivable there. Take defective steroids as well. Funnily enough, the curse actually makes this... It's still better because the HP and melee damage increase, but reducing the attack speed penalty makes this item worse for us because we want to lower our attack speed for our weapons. I don't need the broken mouth. I think we can find something better. And yeah, focus. This is kind of perfect for us. Toolbox, also amazing, but 30% extra damage. Although, actually, you just can't be the king of Brotato without a crown. So we're just going to buy that. And let's take the toolbox and reroll. Obviously, the focus would help us kill the bosses faster, but the crown, you know, just makes us happier. That last reroll, we didn't get any value off the spyglass from, so we need to subtract a little bit. Spyglass gave me 163, so it was pretty good. The spyglass ended up fine. So like I said, for this build, where we're a very high economy build with a lot of incentive to reroll, the spyglass was better than it usually is, but still not great. Then I'm going to reroll here. Oh, the pile of books would have been nice if we could have gotten that. And then let's go to wave 20. Trying to pull the bosses into our incendiary turret because it actually increases our damage to them significantly since they're taking the Greek fire damage, percent damage, and just 100 damage a second from the burn. And that's 1. Goodbye, Whalian. And goodbye, Snailian. And we have defeated the Dwarf. All right, well, that was a sick run. I really enjoyed that one. We ended with almost 300 engineering, and we actually ended with positive dodge. This on a normal character would have been 54% dodge, so a ton of dodge, which is fairly unusual. Taking a look at our items, we did get very lucky with all these weird foods, or at least finding all these weird foods was really nice for us. Cute Monkey ended up with 260 healing, so very glad I locked this. I have gotten this question a lot, why I value Cute Monkey so highly, but this type of passive healing that doesn't require you to have stacked up a ton of HP regen or anything else like that is very valuable because it kind of operates independently from your other healing and works when your other healing is not working. So especially for lifesteal builds, it's good, but Cute Monkey just in general makes your whole run so much smoother because you're just at full health more often. The early fertilizer, of course, was very good. The baby squid for 22 regeneration, incredible. Bag ended up giving us 600 materials. Even the late bag paid off pretty well. These poor hunting trophies, 52 materials. Well, they can't all be winners. The coupon, 264. 7 items from the treasure map, which is great. 28 to 30k on the cyber balls. 173 on the spyglasses, but some of that's fake because we were re-rolling after. It probably made us about 150, and we spent 60 on it, so it ended up working out, but
you have to wait a really long time for the payoff on this, so it was like barely good enough. Spicy sauce ended up doing 21.5k damage. Is actually not bad for spicy sauce, especially on this build where we're killing enemies that we're close to most of the time. Laser turret with 57k damage, even though we got it really late. All this XP gain, of course, was very good. Ice Cube never did anything, but we knew that was speculation. Nail was really fun as well. 3 HP from the tentacle because we lost all our crit chance. And 10k damage from the Greek fire in the last wave. Not amazing, but not terrible either. 19k, yeah, 20k from the incendiary turret that we had for only one wave. That's pretty good. And then, yeah, the incendiary turret actually did more damage to the bosses than any of our maces did. So the incendiary turret ended up being basically like 2 whole extra weapons. And then you kind of have to add the Greek fire damage. So just buying this item was worth 30k damage, or more than 3 times what our maces were doing. And of course, the crown we bought just for fun. 264 stats gained from the dwarf. So we got half of that, 132 triggers of our passive, which is pretty darn good. Feeling good about how we played that. All right, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this dwarf run. Only 2 characters left to go. We've just got the hiker and the romantic left. So hopefully we can get there on the win streak. This is 60 in a row. So I will be back with the next 2. As always, if you've enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.